So yeah, so what we'll do is identify the scenarios. Okay. The second thing is we will. Hello. Yeah. 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 Tell me. Yeah. Come on 30. No problem. Okay. Bye. 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 Okay. Identify the scenarios. Second thing is plan how to implement it. Okay. And decide upon tools. So what tools we need to, okay, we need to have. Okay. So because I mean, whenever first of all is identifying the scenarios, and then we need to how we need to plan. Then we decide upon the tools. Then decide on framework. Okay. So the next thing that we do is after the framework is done. So we have framework. Then we have the base setup. Okay, base setup include your driver invocation. Okay, hooks. Okay, and then finally we will do the
So according to your project, you said we need to upgrade Firefox. Last week, according to Rakesh's session, we need to downgrade the same Firefox. How will it
we can do in both way.
work?
We can do in both way. Actually, because normally what happens is, yeah, you can just take this. Okay, so yeah, so see, we can downgrade Firefox and we can use 5.2.53. We can upgrade Firefox and we can use 3.0. But normally it is very difficult to downgrade it. We can do it, that's an option. Okay, by uninstalling and installing a specific version. But normally Firefox will always do an automatic upgrade. So we can't do a control over it. It's very hard. I mean, it is a solution, but it is there are two solutions. But it is very hard to control the upgrades. That's the problem. We can't actually stop it upgrade
No,
them.
simultaneously, if you work in two different projects, but the same tool,
You can't have two browsers with the same
sir,
different versions.
you your project is a happy solution. So Rakesh, one is function driven. So we are working in the same IntelliJ one.
Yeah.
So how can we first day we upgrade that one?
Yeah.
The second day, if you do that project, Rakesh project, we need to downgrade. And if we go on to the third day with your session, how come it will be what?
Yeah. So
One
okay.
day
Yeah.
upgrade,
It would. I mean, it is your choice. If you want to use old version in pom.xml, there is a tag. There is a dependency tag in pom.xml. You know what is pom.xml, right?
Yes.
What is pom.xml?
It depends on the main dependencies and all the dependency to do like to work on a framework. So it contains everything JUnit, Selenium, APM, and all the dependency we can add it in the main.
Okay, it's all dynamic dependency. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm keeping on monitoring on everybody, all the people who, if you people are not talking, if somebody people are keeping quiet, then it is not good. Okay. So it is not good. I want everybody to involve. Okay. So yeah. Okay. That is for dependency management. Okay. That's fine. Okay. So we do the, yeah, we can do that. So for function driven, you make it to 2.53 in the pom.xml, and for Cucumber, you make it 3.0. Okay, and you need to have the Gecko driver plugin downloaded. Okay, for 3.0 you need to have one driver plugin. That's it. Okay.
So in browser, invocation is a challenge with new upgrade Firefox. It invokes a read view Firefox Firefox.
I don't think so because I never faced that problem. If you got a problem, see, thing is there are 1,000 things that you will see when you are doing it. You need to solve. That's it. Okay, as a technical person, you need to solve. Okay, it is not like ice cream, just eat and forget. It's not like that. They have some technical things. There are some like this, I mean, last week when I was telling the class, we got the same problem. I was stuck with 3.0, but still we came up with that, right? So we will have a problems. That is the life is about. But we need to come up with that. Google it, you will get answer. But if you're still stuck, then give a try. But normally, you will definitely have a solution. Okay. Okay. So we will do the implementation. Okay, and then once we do the implementation, that is your phase 1. Okay. Okay, so basic phase 1. So after that, what happens? Phase 2 comes, where okay, so we do the phase 1 implementation is like running the scripts. Okay, in only one browser. Okay. Okay, I'm telling again everybody how to involve. It's not just like a, it's not a long weekend holiday kind of session. Okay, it is like more for you. Okay.
So what's the only one browser we need to use it? Or
Okay. Phase 1, we will connect to 2 phases. Okay. Phase 1, we will just do the one browser and basic scenarios. Okay. Basic, just a couple of basic scenarios. That's it. We'll freeze it. Okay. Then in the phase 2, we will elaborate our scenarios. Okay, into a regression pack. Okay. So we will elaborate our scenarios. We'll create a regression pack which is more wider. Okay. Add more browsers. Okay. Add more browsers to it. Okay. So it will get more browsers in it. Okay. And also add function driven. Okay, we will add some function driven framework in it. Okay, because basically this implementation is based on linear scripting. Okay, which we did last time, but in the phase 2 we will do the function driven. Okay, so we'll do add function driven, and then we will run. Okay, that is the plan for today. Okay, make sense?
Browser is in version wise or?
No, just browser name. Chrome and Firefox and Safari. We will try to run on 3 browsers. We'll try to run. Maybe 2 definitely we can run. Third one, see, I can't say right now, but at least I will be happy if it's running on 2 because you are in learning stage. Okay, but if you are working, then definitely you will definitely get the solution of Safari. But when you're learning, you will be more confused trying to hit big targets rather than trying to work on the basics so that you will get more confident. Okay, make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All okay? This is what we will cover today. Okay. Okay. Can somebody message Sony if she's coming or not? Okay, because yeah, maybe I'm missing important part. Okay, that is the plan for today. So, what is the first thing that we need to do? Identify the project, identify the scenarios. Okay. So, for identifying the scenarios, first of all, we need to have an application. We need to have an application ready for that. Okay. And so once normally in any company, whenever you step into any company, you will get an application. They will give an application. They will ask, okay, can you please start automation on this application? Okay. So for any application, normally you will have a documentation behind this. Okay. Okay. Without application, without documentation, because that is a specification document. Okay. So it can be any kind of there are a lot of different ways that the documentation is. Okay. It's like SRS documentation. Okay. Or it can be acceptance set of acceptance criteria. Okay, from old stories. Okay. Okay, from old stories. So there are a lot of set of acceptance criteria which is coming through from old stories. Okay. So
Sony can't make it since she's under.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, so set acceptance criteria from old stories. Okay, and finally, there may be some regression pack available. Okay, which is manual regression pack. Okay, so there may be some manual regression pack which is already available. Okay, means like set of test cases. So I'll show the examples of all of them. Okay, so ideally this is what you need to do. The day one when you go to any company, they will ask, okay, or in an interview they will ask you, if you come to my company, what do you do in the day one, or how do you start your automation? That's a common sense, a very common point. Okay, you come into one company and they will ask you, okay, so you started today in my company, what you will do? So what is normally what do you think that you will do?
We need to go through the documentation.
Okay, okay. What else you think you can do? Maybe I'm missing one point. Anything else that you think that you can do?
If you are taking place of somebody else, you need to check what he has done before.
Okay. So maybe we need to do a handover. Okay.
Go
Yeah.
to the environment setup there and get the basics like what you're going to work on it and
Yeah.
Flow.
Technology of the application.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Knowing more of application. Okay. So yes, if I go dig into that, so you need to know the environment. Okay. Okay. Anyway, from a specification point of view, I think either of the things you will have. So there are two things in interview. If they ask you, you need to tell that this is your approach with a proper answer. But outside interview, if you are really going into a company, the things will be different. Okay, so you need to have answers for the both. Okay, so today what happens is at one point when we are completely everybody is bored and everybody is sleeping and in sleeping mood, then we will have an interview session like a question and answers. Then I will ask all these questions to you. Okay. So you everything that I'm talking should convert into interview answer. Okay. So in middle today some point when we are too much with this coding and stuff, then we will do the interview session. Okay. Based on that interview session answers only, we will decide a lot of other things future. Okay. So I mean, like helping you in getting a job, there are a lot of things that we can do. But based on your interview answers, based on your interest, based on how you project your answers, based on that only we will take you forward. Okay, there are a lot of things. Okay, anyway, environment is important. So environment in a point of view, what technology they are using. Okay, and how many applications that they got. Okay, means like how many environments they got, like test, pre-prod, UAT. Okay, pre-production, UAT, integration, like that. There will be a lot of environments. So you need to understand what are those kind of environments that you need to test. Okay, so these are the questions that you are asking your project manager the day one. Okay, so you are asking me to automate. I can't automate simply. I need to know a lot of information. Then he will say, put a nice session like in this room. And they'll ask, okay, tell me what you want. Then if you first ask, okay, tell me what is your scope. Okay, so because ideally documentation will end up with a scope. So why we're asking all this related to documentation thing? We need to know what to automate. Okay, so example, you can't automate all the application at day one, or you can't say that I will take 2 years to complete automation, which is pain. So you need to identify, okay, what I can automate, what I can't automate. So you need to, as a part of a automation tester who will be getting 45K or 50K job, you need to know how you start your automation. Okay, so this is something which is nothing to do with the Java, nothing to do with the technical stuff, nothing to do with your Cucumber, but this is something as an automation tester, you need to plan your things. So as a mature automation tester, you need to plan your things, how you do your day-to-day work. Without that, nothing will happen. Okay, so this is the thing. This is normally, this question is around how do you start your automation from scratch, or tell me what is your plan, what is the automation plan, how do you start automation, or in the interview they will ask you, given if you come my company, what you will do into my company. So they're all questions related to this only. Okay, so concentrate on this kind of stuff. Okay, So you need to ask about the scope, and you need to ask about technology, and you need to ask about what is the different test environments that you need to work. Okay. And finally, browser support. How many browsers? And I think nowadays it is even device support. Okay, how many devices and how many browsers that your company need to support. Okay, so they should have more clarity on it. Okay, we can't say all browsers, all versions. It's not like that. You need to know what that you need to support. If they're saying no, we don't have a clarity, then you need to say that okay, maybe in the basic version we will support Chrome and Firefox. Going forward, we will elaborate it. Okay, so it is all project management skills. Okay, it's not like it is completely different. We are doing a big project. Before starting a project, there's a lot of planning activities that we are doing right now. Okay, any questions? Okay, so what else we will ask as a part of identifying the scenarios? So that's okay. The next thing that we will ask is test data. So where do I get my test data is one of the important thing. Okay, because right now we are talking about test cases. For an example, we are testing our e-com application where we need to buy some products and we need to put it to basket and we need to buy. So to complete a payment process, we need some test data. What test data we need to complete a process?
And for the payment, we need the card.
We need to have card details. That is the test data. What else we need?
Like on basket, what we need to add.
Yeah, that we can add on the fly. Anything specific? Like coupons, gift coupons. Example, we need to apply some gift coupon discounts, discount vouchers. We need to have that as a part of test data. And maybe we need some kind of users. For an example, user have already bought 200 items in the past from 3 years. So for that kind of user, we can't create right now. So we need to have existing username, logins, and password. That too on the test environment. I'm not talking about live. Okay, this is our test environment. Okay, so like cards, user details. Okay, and stuff. Okay, this is more of a static data. Okay, all good. Static data is good. But what about dynamic data? Okay, dynamic data in the sense of how many countries that we need to test, how many languages that we need to test, and how many kind of different kind of items that we can test. Okay, example, we are talking about e-com. We got something like a bulk product. If you buy 2, you will get a discount. Okay, and if there are some specific products which don't need a kind of billing address, where like digital items like gift cards and all, which you will come in email straight away. So for that you don't need a billing address. So those kind of test cases can only be tested if we have a proper test data that we identify. So that's our dynamic data. So we need to think about how do we get this dynamic data. Okay, like countries. Okay, so somebody will say, okay, we need to test all the countries. Then the next question is, okay, how do you get the data? Can we put it in Excel sheet or will it come from database? So then we need to, based on that, we need to identify our framework. Okay, so like that, those kind of stuff is also important. Okay, so this is I think we can do 1,000 times more than we can write a lot of things, but at least for the phase 1, this scope should be fine. Okay, you're thinking, okay, that's fine. This is enough for me. Let me go and complete a basic framework. Then after some days, I will come and we will do the next phase. Okay. Okay, so normally this all should be documented, and that document is called automation test plan. Okay, so we need to have an automation test plan documented with all these details. Okay, so that's about automation test plan. So what do we have in automation test plan? So we need to come up with automation test plan document. Okay, so in this week, I want you all divided into 2 groups, and one group will get one kind of module, one group will get one module. So you people have to write this document. One group have to write one document for their module. One group have to write the document. So I want you people to write one automation test plan document and send it to me. Okay. Will you be able to do it?
Yes.
Okay, so this should have introduction of your project. Okay, second thing is your scope. Scope include okay, what to be automated. Okay, okay, this is the scope. Okay, write down the scope. Okay, means you need to write. Okay, so for this I am writing login module, registration module. So you need to write that particular list here. Okay, these are the headings I am giving. You need to put the actual content into it. Okay, make sense?
So what means like what functionalities?
What functionalities? Okay. Do you have this iPhone cable? Somebody?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, they need to write that. Okay, and then you need to write your uh, write your tools. What tools you are using? Okay, like I mean, I think you know, but I'm just telling what is the unit testing framework. Okay, and what is the actual okay build management tool? What you are using for build, and your BDD tool, and your language. Okay, what you can use right now using Java, but you can use anything else. Okay, and your report. So what kind of reports? Right now you are getting HTML reports.
Sir, what is unit testing framework?
JUnit is a unit testing framework. Okay, and your IDE. What IDE using? Like in this case, you are using IntelliJ. No, not that Selenium IDE. IntelliJ IDE. Okay, Selenium IDE is never related to any of these things. Selenium ID is nothing to do with this. Selenium ID is not at all related. We are talking about a proper automation testing plan. Okay. Okay, and framework. So what kind of framework that you are trying to use? Okay. So you have to write. It may be BDD based function driven or page object model, whatever it is. Write. Okay. Then write the name. Okay, and write the folder structure. So what folder structure you are trying to follow, okay, and kind of what is your base uh, common util functions. Okay, so what kind of functions that you want to write? Okay, we'll discuss about this, but just put it in mind. Okay, as a part of framework you need to write this. Okay, and also you need to write the supported browsers. And its versions. Okay, so what you want to support in the framework. Okay, that is your framework. Okay, and about your reports. Okay, not reports. Sorry, it's about trigger. So when and how you want to trigger, we will discuss that later. Okay, but this is about when you want to run your tests. Okay, and how? Okay, so this is about when frequently you need to run your tests. Okay, and then it is all about your uh, okay, I think that should be fine, and your continuous integration and all we will discuss later. Okay, yeah, we'll discuss that later, but last 2 points leave it like this. Okay, so you need to come up with your test plan. Okay, so that is your test plan. So you need to write your test plan. next week. Okay, so what else? Yeah, okay, so the ones that is done, then you need to plan how to implement. Okay, so you got some kind of scope from your manager. Then after you are meeting with your manager, the next thing that you will do is you will go back to your desk and you need to start, okay, how do I implement my framework? Okay, so normally at this point I had given this input to you. Now one of you can tell me what is my next step? How do I implement this framework? What is the things that I need to do right now? The next thing. Okay, now I had decided that, okay, for an example, I had decided a nope commerce application, okay, and we have like demo.nopecommerce.com. This is our application, okay, right now. Oops. Let's see. I got cable. It's connected. What's the problem? Cool. Okay. So this is my application. I mean, it's a kind of application which we discussed last time. Okay. So we got a documentation for that. Okay. Okay. I got a kind of documentation link which I can share with you. So which actually is we got some kind of overview and download. We got some documentation. Okay. I'll show you this. Okay, so here okay, this is the link where you can see it's like a proper documentation. We can see the whole documentation of this application. Okay, so normally go to user guide, which will be very helpful. Go to introduction to front end. Okay, you can see that these are all documentation related to all the functionalities that is there. Okay, so you can see about how it works, like what are the categories. You can see that what are the categories, and you can see the screenshots how it works, and it given the brief description about all this. Okay, and also something called you can filter how the filtering works, how search works. Okay, so all the documentation is there. Okay, so this kind of documentation is normally you will get in your company. Okay, it's like a user documentation where you can see that how the functionality works. Okay, right. So we got this documentation right now. We don't have any regression testing pack or nothing. We got this documentation. Okay, and they said that right now the phase 1 you start upon working on front end. Okay, which is like these pages. Once you complete front end, you can go to the back end. You can see there's a back end also, right? It's a back end application which will help us to get the data into the front end. So there is one more back end module. That's what I will want. I want one of your team to work on front end, one on back end. Okay. And then if we got enough test cases, then going forward we can integrate backend and front end by using we can create one more module called integration module where we can test that the data is coming from the front end to back end properly, back end to front end. Like adding more products, adding a user, deleting a user, adding a gift coupon, there are a lot of things. But right now, just let us start with the basics. It's upon you. You people, when you people pick up, then if you have more time, if you can spend more time in this, then we can write that test cases also. Right now, we will start out with the front end, very basic. Okay. Okay. So, okay, yeah, we got other couple things as well. Okay. So right now, so in this case, let us click on categories and manufacturers. Okay. We got some functionalities here. Okay. So seeing this, as you all people are matured enough, you know. So seeing all this list of modules in the left side, okay, or maybe let me put like this. So seeing this, what do you think which is the most important functionality that we have to start?
Searching.
Okay, search. What else? Don't tell everything, okay? Don't read the top to down. I'm not asking what is there. It's not a eye test. Okay? Login. Registration. What else? Search is important, okay? What else?
Shopping
Shopping cart. 4, okay?
Customer account pages.
Is it required? Is it very basic?
Not basic.
So ideally, the main point of this e-com website is we need to take money from the customer. Okay. So to enable the taking money, the basic functionalities are important. Okay. Obviously, without login, we can't give him. So login, registration, search, shopping cart. Okay,
Payment.
should be fine. Payment, yes. 4 modules. Okay. If you can complete that 4 modules, as very basic. Okay, I'm telling it's all evaluation process. We will start with that, and if you're then you need to increase your scope. So you know what happens if you can automate all these modules. You like exactly maybe you'll get 100 to 120 scenarios. When the scenarios are getting complicated, you will get more complex situations when you're automating it. Okay, so don't always try to automate login, and if it is finished, then think that okay, I'm done with this. Okay, yeah, come. What happened? Okay, hope you had a nice journey. Anyway, that's fine. It is worth coming for this class. Okay. So yes, so we will you will start with the basic 4 modules, and then you people can increase. So ideally, I want you, if you got a lot of time, you got a lot of skill. If you all sit together, don't always try to automate 5 to 6 scenarios and think that I'm done. Try to automate at least 50 scenarios, and you need to you click on run, and it should take 1 hour to complete one automation cycle. Then that kind of complexity, if you can put, then you learn a lot of things. Like last week I said about automating drag and drop and frames and kind of dynamic objects and your locators. All the complexity that you are seeing, that is what I want. I want you people to get the pain, then only you learn. Okay, so you people have to sit together, think that okay, this week I need to complete, we all sit together and complete at least 50 scenarios. And end of the day, before going to the class, if I run, everything should work, and I should get a 1 hour automation cycle, and I should get a report of everything. And if I got any bug, anything failing, I need to get that screenshot. So if you can think in that direction, that big, then whole week you can sit together and do it. Okay, instead of breaking only one scenario and then thinking, okay, I know automation. It's absolutely complex. It's wrong, because once when you are having a very basic requirement of 1 to 5 to 6 scenarios, then there's no point of automating. You can go on manual testing. Okay, so the scope is getting bigger. You get more problems. The more problems you will get, the bigger the framework will become. The bigger the framework will become, you will need to apply a lot of Java concepts and Selenium concepts and this function driven and utilities. All these things you will get. More you add, more complex. So at least if you can 50 scenarios you can automate and run them at one go, then you are more than enough for the interview purpose. So that is what your framework that you have to build. Because when I'm talking about framework, people think framework means something which will big happen. Day 1 framework is nothing. Day 50 the framework will be so complex. Okay, if you see my framework is massive big. Okay, which I use in my company. Okay, so if you see my framework, see that how many scenarios I got. This is okay. I got 1, 2, a lot of things. At least I have some 60 to 70 scenarios. If I run whole, it will take at least 2 hours to complete. For that is the reason why, see how many Java files I have. I have massive Java files. One for database, one for something, one for something, one for something. So my framework is increasing day by day because I got lot of scenarios. So you people, when you have more scenarios only, you will really enjoy automation framework, automation or Selenium. If you got login, logout, that's it. But that is nothing. Okay, even Selenium IDE can do it, or small kit can also do it. Okay, so that's the reason why you have to bring more complexity and more scope into your framework, and you will get more bigger challenges. And if you can face that challenges, if you can fix that, then yes, you are really doing good. Okay, that too across 2 browsers at least. Okay, so yes, so that's the reason why what I'm saying here is that the point is you need to identify this scope and keep on increasing the scope. Okay, and you got a lot of documentation. So this documentation is the base. So based on this documentation, you need to write. Blindly seeing the front end application and asking you to write the scenarios is not good. If you see that, what you will understand, you will understand. Because if you see the application, you are like an end user. What end user will do? He don't test everything. He won't go through everything. Maximum 1 or 2 scenarios he will do. Either he will do a payment or he will put a discount. So when you think from end user point of view, you are not a tester. You are end user. So you won't get scenarios. But if you see this is what a tester will see. Okay. We should not think about one user. We have 1,000 users doing 1,000 things in 1,000 areas. So as a tester, you should be knowing more than what everybody are doing. So if 1,000 users are executing 50 scenarios, you have to know 70 scenarios so that you are always better than the customer, so that you will test all the scenarios. So none of the customer will get a bug. If you are testing less than what the end user is doing, then there's a lot of bugs. That is what the thing. Okay, that's the reason why as a tester you should know more than what whole end users will know. Okay, so you should be a master in your application. So to get master in the application, you need to read the documentation. That's why day 1 you will give a documentation, ask you to read everything. Okay, so this is what your documentation is about. Okay, sir, what we do? You have to go through everything, including this. So there is a mobile testing concept also. So they have a different UI. If you are a mobile, if you are using tablet, it should be working different way. If you are using mobile phone, or if you are using a mobile phone in this direction, you need to be like this. So you can automate this also. That is what is about I was talking. You can automate everything. Even this also you can automate. Connect to a simulator, make it into 90 degrees, and then check that your UI is exactly like this. Check that whether your 2 elements are side by side like that. That also you can test. Okay, you can do it, but you need to sit hours and hours, and you need to investigate on that. You need to spend time. Okay, so that's the reason automation have. If you sit together, you will enjoy it, but you need to spend time, hours and hours on this. Okay, after that, if you know all these things, getting a job is very easy, because whatever you do, you speak in interview. But in interview, if you manipulate is a big problem, right? If you don't know anything and if you don't know the answer, trying to manipulate the answer is impossible. But if you are already sitting and doing your work and exactly whatever you do, he will ask you, simply talk. And you will talk more than what is expected. He will be very happy. Okay, so hard work is important here. Okay. Anyway, coming to our notes. Okay, so that is the scope. So how to plan to implement. Okay, so seeing this scope, now tell me what you people think. What is my next step from here?
Like, we'll be selecting scenarios, like which one to be manually tested, what should be automated.
Yeah. So we need to list down the scenarios. Okay. So we need to list down scenarios. So out of this, now I think that's what we are doing. First of all, we are filtering out. So what we will do right now, see what I will do is I will just copy this. Oops. Okay. So carefully, everything that we do should be perfect. Carefully. Okay. These are modules. Okay. So we got these modules. Now tell me, this is our module scope. Okay. So we need to create a documentation based on this. So this is our scope. Okay. Now tell me in this thing. Okay, very good. Now we need to give we need to tell that what can be automated, what cannot be automated. Okay. So automated.
This one is front end one.
Yeah, we're just front end. Okay. Automate. Okay. Yes by no. Okay. Right now. We need to identify whether we need to automate or not. Okay, our categories and manufacture we will not automate because
How do we select that?
yeah, we will not automate that because we anyway as a part of your end-to-end flow we will cover this module. It's like a matrix that we are building. Okay, in this matrix what we are doing when we are buying a product that definitely we will go through categories. Yes or no? And manufacturers and categories, we will go through without category, we can't select an item. Either we can do from home page. However, we will have some scenarios which we will go through the categories and we will buy. Okay. So we can automate, but right now we are not automating because that is not the part of the scope. But we will have some scenarios based on that. Okay. So I'm just saying why I'm saying is right now my scope is only very basic testing. Okay, as I already said, only 4 modules. So why I'm telling is we will automate that, but this will be like priority 2. We can have 1, 2, 3 priority. 1 is the most important. 2 is okay. 3 is okay. And right now we are not automating this. Filter and display we are not doing it. Again that is 3. This is not very important functionality. Without filters and displays also we can still go ahead. Okay. Searching is yes, very important. We'll put 1. Okay. New product and pages, no. This is 4. Okay. It doesn't matter. Ratings and review is important, but we will put that as no and we'll put as 3. Okay. Emailing a friend,
3 or 4.
4. Okay. Comparing product, 2. Yeah, because coming from customer point of view. Okay. Recently visited products, new 3. Okay. Registration, yes. Without that, how we will do? Okay.
Yes.
Customer accounts, pages, 3. No. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Shopping cart, yes. This is the hot wishing list. No, this is like a wishing list. Yeah, 2. Yeah. Purchase processing.
Yes.
1.
Yeah, this is the actual thing, right? Order details page.
Yes.
Yes.
1.
Payment.
5. Okay, I agree with you. All content pages. Okay. If you are thinking it is a very complex to automate something, at least to do a show management in your company, what you can simply do is you can automate this news and blogs. The test case is 2 lines. Open that link and check that some expired content is present or not. Driver dot find element or driver dot get page source. You get the content dot contains some news saying that okay, no commerce is the best application in the world. Something like that. You put 2 lines, you can automate within 30 seconds. Okay, but you will get lot of show put up and you will get your manager will give you promotion and all with doing this. Okay,
Is there any particular text or document where we can see like what is for like get current URL or get text? What you're saying like that?
We have other documentation, yeah. We have other documentation, but that is absolutely sick, you can't get anything. Okay, there is a documentation, but it is through experience you will get only. Okay, yeah, there is a documentation. What are the WebDriver API documentation is there. Okay, if you want, but it won't help you. Yeah, it is there. But it doesn't help. Seriously, I'm telling you, it doesn't help. Then you think, okay, sir, this is the documentation.
Can we download it? Can we see it offline?
Yeah, download. Save page as. That is it. Anyway, okay. So yeah, this is the documentation. Okay. See that these are all your. If you want to learn 100% WebDriver, you need to learn all this. Okay.
Till you're 80, 90, you don't go.
Yeah. Okay. See how beautiful they are. Okay. Seeing this, you will understand anything?
No.
That's what I said before. Don't go.
No, maybe people like you would have some documentation already prepared. These are the important points that we will be using. Like,
See, that's what commonly used methods that we will do it in the class. Okay, 90%. Yeah, tell me.
So there are some list of keywords we can. It will help us, right?
Where are keywords?
Here, double click.
Yeah, I mean they are. Okay, they are. This is all actions class. Okay,
It will
but
help us where we can use this one while coding.
yeah, you can use it. But the problem is seeing this. See, thing is the other way around. If you are using a method, how it will work, you will come here. But reading this, you can't go back. Okay, that is what. Okay, this will help you. But normally, let me go to web element. Where is web element? Web element. Yeah. Normally, this is what important for us. Okay, see this.
click, yeah.
Okay, click web element, find element. This is what normally we will use, instance method and abstract methods. Okay, instance is specific to this, abstract is which is been abstracted, which came through. Okay, so normally this is what you will do. The most important of anything in the world is this. Okay, till you go, because we know that we are going and finding it, but without knowing, if you start reading this documentation, all the best. Okay, you can see me after 2 years. Okay, then if I ask you to write 2 lines of implementation, log in and log out, then you think, sir, how do I do it? Okay, so that is the documentation part. Okay, yeah. So coming to our statistics, so like this. But see, this is a project. Try to complete the project. Okay, so right now we are doing right? Phase 1 is we are taking once. Phase 2 is 2. Phase 3 is 3. Phase 4 is 4, 5. So if you spend more time, you can complete up to level 5. Okay.
Payment option.
5. Okay, don't forget the 5s are very important if you want money. Okay. If you want to impress, if you want to get number count, then automate all these polls and forms. Given a user is in polls, poll is important actually. We'll put it as 3, like the home page you can put, and forms and all. Yeah, these are all. But form also you can submit topic and somebody replies it. Somebody put a comment, somebody put a like. Even that also you can automate it. Okay. Hello. Hello. Yeah, who is this? For what? Which call? I don't understand. Can you say that again? No, I don't have any car accidents. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Okay. Anyway, test scenario matrix. Okay. Okay. So now we got this. Now we need to write scenarios. So now we are here. Very good. So now we will write the scenarios. Just put what is our phase 1. Okay. So what are the scenarios that we are covering? So for an example, we get a scenario 1. Okay, just a matrix like a big scenario 1 which covers some of the modules. Okay, so example, take scenario 1 which will go to login. Okay, we will log in with the existing user, and then what he will do, he will go to shopping cart. So that one scenario I'm covering some of the modules. Okay, and wish list, purchase forwarding page. Okay, and order details page. Obviously, is there any payment stuff?
Process.
Okay, yeah, that's it. So if we do this is one scenario covering login and this and this. Okay, so we can one scenario we can cover all these things. Like that, you can have a matrix of scenarios just to make sure that initially you are starting it right. Okay, tell me, Piyush.
Can you first put the registration then after blocking this? Without reason, we call it login.
That's fine. We'll put it here. Okay.
So first, registration login. So first existing user can this one.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, see, thing is, login is important than registration because normally in your company you will have some test accounts.
Okay, then also.
Right now we don't have test accounts, so we are taking registration. But normally registration is less important than login because you will have some existing test data for that. Okay, right now we don't have test data. That's the reason why we are like this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so like that, there are scenario 2 were identified. Okay, and then we will have one more. So, and one scenario covering modules doesn't mean that. So, example, if you write registration and adding 2 items into the basket, will cover one scenario in shopping cart where we are putting two objects. Okay, and while login, we'll put only one item. So don't think that one module will only have one particular functionality or multiple functionality. So now you can plan that. Okay, in scenario 1 I will cover the single item. Scenario 2 I will cover double items, and scenario 3 where you are coming through the existing item. So you log in and log out. You still have a shopping cart. Then you manipulate your shopping cart by adding more items in the shopping cart. Then do a payment. Yeah, so like that we are trying to increase the coverage of your scenarios. Okay, like that you will plan your scenarios. So like that you can see that, okay, I'm on what modules are covered and how many scenarios I'm covering. Okay, so like this we can put a matrix, but right now we will do one more scenario, maybe scenario 3. So what is number 1? So searching is not there, right? So we'll put one scenario where user will search. And is there anything covered? Is there anything one left anywhere? One we almost covered, right? So we will search for a product, and we can see login also. There is something called late login, late registration. After searching a product, before going to the basket, we have one more registration form there. The 2 forms, direct and indirect. Okay, we'll put that as we will search, and when we will do registration process while doing the purchase processing, and then we will go to shopping mark. Okay, and do this. Okay, this is one, and like this, maybe I think for today scenarios, three scenarios are more than enough. Okay, it'll take a lot of time. Okay, you can elaborate on that.
So before we start scenarios, we know the flow of our application.
Yeah, you need to read the documentation. Okay, obviously you need to go through the documentation because right now this is e-com, everybody know how it works, so that's the reason why we are not putting much read. But normally in your company, it is always preferable to take a printout of this and go through all the documentation, how it works. Okay, so this is important. This content is important. This is what will tell about how it works. Okay, and registration and all. I mean, it is very basic for now, but normally it will have information. Your personal details, enter your company details, options, your password area, all these things. So this is the documentation about the registration screen. So this is the way which we will get documentation in any company. We got a screenshots and a bit of this one.
It's like when you came and gave us the
Normal project.
Yeah.
Same documentation.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you have documentation. Okay, why documentation is because you as a tester, even as an automation tester, you need to know more than what a normal user knows. You need to know the application first. Okay.